Alright, welcome back for our bonus rant. Wake the fuck
Wake
up.
the fuck up, bitches!
Yeah.
It's time! We gonna be turning this United States blue again so we can put a check on that fucking orangutan that's up in the goddamn White House. I'm so fucking sick and tired. I've been holding this in for a long time. I've been listening to Stephanie Miller in the morning. I've been listening to Bill Press in the mornings. I've been listening to Tom Hartman in the morning. Now, Stephanie Miller and Tom Hartman are both on Free Speech TV. You can catch them on Free Speech TV. Tom Hartman and Stephanie Miller also are on YouTube, I believe. And but they're all political talk, and I love listening to them because Stephanie has this guy that she has on every Wednesdays at 9:30. His name is Malcolm Nance. Now, Malcolm Nance, he went and wrote a couple of books. He wrote a book about Russia hacking our elections for 2016 before they even did it. He actually put it out there. He's trying to get it out there for information. And this is 2018 now. Wow. Russia's still at it. They're trying to do it again. Why do you think Donnie's sitting up there inviting Putin over here? The only reason Donnie wants Putin over here is because he's getting his marching orders from his boss. That motherfucker is a traitor to our country. He is a traitor to the human race. We don't need him in there.
You know, there's other government officials that's already said that he's committed treasonous acts against our country.
He is a fucking traitor.
I mean,
period.
What president in history does the fucking things that this guy does? I mean,
and gets away with it.
I'm sorry to say this, but Donnie makes fucking Nixon look like a fucking saint.
Yeah. You're right.
He does.
You're right.
He makes Nixon look like a fucking saint. And Nixon was on the border of committing treason in the United States too.
He goes and he sits there and he disgraces us in Britain when he goes and visits
He's killing our relationships with every one of our allies.
Right.
And he's trying to make new relationships with every one of our enemies.
You're supposed to bow.
Why?
You were supposed to bow and curtsy when you meet the Queen, and he went to shake her hand. He went
and then when they're strolling along, he's walking in front of her.
Instead of letting her go first while they're checking out the military.
Lead the way. You're in a different country.
Yeah, you follow their protocol.
You only follow their protocols when they're the allies.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant.
That's it.
Right.
She's an ally.
She didn't follow the
That's what made that a
European Union is an ally of the United States.
See, because what he did in North Korea too, and the thing he did in Russia, were totally treasonous.
Yeah,
as well.
I want to know this. What other president in our United States that we've had, okay, has ever sat down with a 101 with a foreign adversary in total private, no recording, supposedly recording devices at all,
and nobody there to document
it. Nobody there to document it. Nobody there other than the translators.
Right. The one translator.
And then make promises to this adversary, and this adversary comes out and says it. And their television channels over there, their Russian TV tells exactly, has an interview with Putin and he tells them what's promised to him. Well, I'm sorry, that's treason, man. That right there is treason alone, because you're making promises that the people of the United States aren't even saying it's okay to do.
Not only is he kissing Putin's ass, but he's not dealing with North Korea too well either. He's sitting there fucking that up as well.
No. With North Korea, if you look at it and you talk to a Republican, they're going to tell you, oh, he's done wonders with North Korea. He's gotten remains of our soldiers back.
Why do you think no other president in the past is fucking...
But he's gotten our remains back from our soldiers.
Yeah, that's just because the fucking commie over there decides, oh, we're going to put up some smoke so you don't see what we're doing.
That's
so we're
because
going to kind of make it look like,
That's because Kim Jong-un isn't a dumb fuck like
Right. He's playing Trump.
He's playing Trump like a
Trump's
goddamn
letting
fiddle.
and Trump's letting it happen. There's no other president that's been this fucking stupid in history.
No, he's not. There hasn't been. He
And
is
this
a
guy's
stupid
supposed to be
motherfucker.
smart.
Oh,
No wonder he went bankrupt so many times. And look at the women coming out of the
he
woodwork.
knows how to do the art of the deal.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
And you know what? And then now his attorney Cohen's turning on him too. I think that's fucking funny
That's
as
in
hell.
the news. And then his new attorney, Giuliani, good old Mayor of New York,
Yeah.
he's saying that Trump hires lying lawyers. That was one of his things. Now, if Trump hires lying lawyers, then what does that make Giuliani? A lying lawyer.
Well, Giuliani can't be trusted that much either.
No, because he was behind it, helping our government orchestrate the 9/11 attacks. Yes, I'm a conspiracy nut. I do believe our government was involved in that.
Well, I believe they were involved in a lot of shit that's conspiracy theories, but we don't want to go there right now either. That could take up a
No,
whole
what we
couple
want to
hours.
talk about now is Joe's been wanting to talk about the governor race here in the state of Wisconsin, and
Yeah, it's getting
he's
close.
got some people that he's already thought that would be good, and I kind of agree with him.
Now here I am. I'm 51 years old, disabled due to cancer, of course, and I gotta walk around in the state of Wisconsin because we've got this fucktard in office, Scott Walker, and
That's a wonderful word, isn't it? Fucktard.
I haven't liked this asshole, and I don't know how. Ever since he took office.
So what is he, a fucktard or an asshole?
I don't know. It's still being debated.
Well, if he's an asshole, does that also mean he's a dick?
He could be because he's fucking us and he's fucking himself.
So if he's a dick and an asshole, then we should split him in half and shove him up himself.
Yeah. Tell him to go fuck himself. But anyway, as long as this son of a bitch is in office, I gotta walk around fearing possible incarceration for taking my medicine that I need because of having a very severe cancer. And like you saw, we made fun about the doctors, and well, we didn't make fun. We talked about the doctors and how they were amazed that I'm still here because
Twinkie.
I'm past my expiration date.
Twinkie.
I wasn't supposed to live.
You know,
this
Twinkie's
long.
got a million
That being
year life,
said,
a million year shelf life. You know.
That being said, and this still being kind of a political rant, I got put on
Right.
pills, 20, 30 pills twice a day for my immune system, for all this bullshit stuff. And they all had the same side effects, plus a lot of other dangerous side effects, because Big Pharma is going to want to make their money, you know, so they got to push this shit, you know. So there's all kinds of pills, but they got all these different side effects that are sometimes more dangerous than disease or what you're trying to take the pills for. So I don't like what some of these side effects, because the ones I had to take, they all make you drowsy, and I spent about 90-95% of my time every day in bed in a medicated coma type state. Now, this medication that Big Pharma gives you, even taken in the doctor's prescription doses, you will still end up with what I call a medicated hangover the next day. And those are terrible. If anybody's had one, you know what I'm talking about. You get this real bad taste in your mouth, especially if you take like Tylenol with codeine or what's that other one that's a common painkiller?
I don't know, cocaine.
No. Probably a derivative of it. You know, the ones that people use, Oxycontin. You know, some of them ones that are addictive, that are part of the opioid crisis, right? But this is all Big Pharma. They're pushing this stuff. And that's, you know, some of these politicians are in Big Pharma's pockets. That's why they get away with being able to release these pills with all these fucking side effects. You know, if you want to release something, release it without the side effects. So, we are not, as long as Walker's in office, we are not in the state of Wisconsin going to get marijuana legalized, which can help fix a lot of fucking problems that got destroyed because of Walker and other bad politicians in this state. It used to be in Madison, where we have 4 public high schools and 1 private high school that I know of that's popular. And they all used to win the presidential awards of school for excellence awards from, whatever. That hasn't happened in years. Education in Madison has gone downhill. Crime rate in Madison's gone uphill. Madison's gone to hell. Madison used to be a nice place to live. All right? Now, the roads are shitty around Wisconsin. And all this money legalizing it, and this is where fucktard Scott Walker, and yeah, I'm going to call him that a lot, so get used to it, doesn't understand normal thinking. The dumb shit doesn't realize how much money legalizing it could bring into the state. Plus, then you take, and because Wisconsin, and this is a fact, I looked it up because it's part of the, you can look it up, if you look up some of these Wisconsin candidates, you'll see the facts there, because I did. We are the top state, believe it or not, with the most prison overcrowding.
I believe it.
Okay, per capita. Okay. Now, if they legalize it for medical and recreational use, because everybody should have that right. We got a right to drink alcohol, but that'll fucking kill you. You can overdose on it.
Yep.
Now, these guys sit there and they do this shit, but they don't think about how much it's going to benefit. Now, you release these guys for nonviolent crimes if they were dealing or they got caught with a little pot possession like a joint or an ounce or something like that. That's costing the taxpayers $30,000 a day, or was it a year, per person. Per person. And our overcrowding is mostly due because of these nonviolent crimes. Now, you take that into consideration, plus now you take the police, where they concentrating on focusing on going out there and busting these fuckers and putting them in behind bars, and then you got the courts tied up because they got to go to court because they get their legal, legal day in front of court and all. This is all costing the taxpayers money each time you go through a certain process. Now they want a lawyer, well, you got to pay for that lawyer somehow, blah, blah, blah. It all adds up. Now, dumb fuck retard, fucktard Scott Walker doesn't think with a little common sense. Most of these fuckers don't have common sense. We make it legal, you tax and regulate it, well, guess what? Now you're going to end up with a surplus of money. You release these prisoners, you unplug the courts, now you get swifter justice for these fuckers that are out there raping bitches. And
you said release these prisoners. Now, you
The
gotta make it
nonviolent
clear. You
crimes.
gotta make it clear. The ones you're talking
well,
about are the non-violent
offenders for
offenders
marijuana.
for marijuana.
For marijuana use only, not the opiate ones, not the ones caught with weapon charges or, these non-violent, just simple possession charges or possibly with an intent to deliver, as they call it. Because we may not even know if that person was intending to deliver it. He could have had an ounce and it could have been his personal shit on him. No.
If I had that much on me, I wouldn't be intending to deliver it. I'd be intending to sit
smoking.
my ass in the fucking chair at
Inviting
home
somebody's over
and having a fucking toke,
party.
man.
Yeah, having a toke party, inviting some friends over, turn on the Xbox One and go to town. Harmless shit. Most potheads and stoners, or whatever you want to call them, are harmless people. Non-violent people. You know how hard it is to piss off a stoner?
Very. But let me ask you this question. All right, let me ask you this question. This is a legitimate question.
Okay.
All right. How many potheads do you know lose their shit, pick up a gun and shoot somebody, lose their shit, beat their child, lose their shit, beat their wife because of something that pissed them off?
Can't think of one. Everything's always had alcohol relation involved too.
Exactly. If you look at the statistics, you look up the alcohol ones too.
Most of them will sit back and laugh at you.
It's the
and
fucking
just say fuck you, leave me alone or something.
The
they don't get pissed.
alcoholisms will do it.
Yeah.
People that are on that get their asses drunk, You got these guys out there that are violent when they get drunk. I've seen it. I used to be a bouncer in a bar. I've thrown a few of them out.
That's where you get the instant asshole at alcohol.
Exactly. Now you got these motherfuckers out there that drink, okay? And they drink heavy. They drink dumb. They'll get pissed. They'll pick up a gun and shoot somebody. They get pissed. They'll fucking beat their wife and their children.
Or they not always
or get in a goddamn fight with their friends over stupid shit.
Yeah, but then you got these guys that smoke pot, and I'm not saying it's a gateway drug. It's not. It's just fucked up people.
No, pot is not a gateway drug. I'm sorry to say it.
They're smoking pot because they can't afford to get their cocaine or their heroin fixed.
No. Let me rephrase that.
But then
I'm not sorry to say that, by the way. Because pot is not a gateway drug. It's actually something that can be taken and used to get you off of gateway drugs, like opiates.
Well, yeah, that's also been said and proven in here in the scientific community that it's been effective in opioid addiction treatment.
The THCs is what gives you the hunger. The CBDs is what calms the mind.
And the nerves and the muscles.
The CBD oils.
It's what's used in, CBD oils is what's used. It's what's used for seizures.
Those in a higher concentrate will actually help with seizures, epileptic seizures and everything.
Grand mal seizures.
Grand mal seizures. In fact,
Charlotte's Web was named after a little girl that had
came across with it is there was this little girl who would have. Her name was Charlotte. She'd have around 300 seizures a day.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah.
A 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Midnight to midnight.
She couldn't dress herself. She
around
couldn't feed
300
herself,
fucking seizures.
She couldn't feed herself. She couldn't dress herself. She couldn't talk. She couldn't walk. She
had to wear a diaper.
She was pretty much bedridden. Her parents had to feed her, and the minute they got their hands on this thing that was developed by the Stanley Brothers out of Colorado.
The Stanley Brothers, they
opened up one of the first Colorado.
They crossbred some of their plants and created a strand that had a ton of CBDs in it.
And
they named it Charlotte's Web. And the
THC in that was almost absent.
Yeah, the THC was like gone.
All right, so it does not.
One drop of that.
So what people don't understand is this oil does not get this child high, because the THC content is the part that will get you high.
That gives you the euphoria. That makes you hungry. That makes you giggle. That makes you stupid.
Well, it won't make you stupid because.
Well, no, it doesn't really make you stupid.
You're still in control.
Okay, here, it's stoner stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you start laughing at stupid shit.
Or you sit there and you start watching something and you just don't want to fucking move.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's the THC that does that. Now, this stuff we're talking about, Charlotte's Web, was developed to take the THC out of the plant.
Now, all
you have mostly is the CBDs, and they turn it, they squish it down, they do other things, and they get the oils out.
They give her one little drop of oil, and now the kid can lead a normal life. She can talk, she can feed herself, she can dress herself, she can go to school now.
Because of that oils, it dropped her from 300 seizures a day to what? 1?
2 or 3 a week.
Or maybe. 2 a week?
Yeah.
That went from 300 in a 24-hour period to 2 to 3.
It almost stopped them completely.
In a 7-day period.
And people don't understand that a kid, when they go through these seizures like this, you don't understand the damage of what these seizures can do to a body.
They do lots of damage.
You know, yeah, children are resilient, but they're not that fucking resilient.
What causes seizures? What causes seizures?
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what it is that causes seizures.
In your brain, you have these little receptors. They're called synapses.
All right.
Okay? The synapses, in order to do muscle functions and thinking and your speech and your vision and everything, they have electric current that runs through them.
Yeah, and their current's not properly triggering or something, or triggering
What causes seizures is those synapses are on a constant fire, not a fire
a constant fire.
See,
like
when I reach for something or I move or I think or anything like that, my synapses fires. Okay, there's an electrical shot. It tells me, here, move your hand, grab this, touch this, play with this, you know, stuff like that. Now, what happens with seizures is the synapses overacts and it is on a constant fire. And that causes short-circuiting in the brain. When you short-circuit a brain, all hell breaks loose. You have no motor control. You have no speech control. You have no thoughts that are clear. It's kind of like short-circuiting a socket in the house. It blows a fucking breaker. Well, CBDs slows that down.
Right.
It makes the synapses fire normally.
Right, because it works, but it's like it's a natural thing, is what it is. It's a natural plant that's got a lot of cures. But let's get on to what's going on. So now, because Scott Walker's in office, and a lot of these Republicans don't believe in this, they're kind of against this. Plus, with our, what do you call him? The orange fucker, the POS, the piece of shit that's in office.
Piece of shit, the orangutan,
Well,
the Don. That's what he wants to be, is a fucking mafia boss.
He also, here's the other thing that's bad for people that do this. He also appointed the Keebler Elf as our Attorney General, and we need him gone.
Jeff Sessions. That motherfucker needs to get his ass back up in that tree and start baking cookies again.
He's stuck in the old-fashioned propaganda reefer madness.
Reefer Madness era.
All right, and that reefer madness era, that reefer madness movie was a political propaganda
It was
movie,
a Republican,
so that they could make it illegal.
Propaganda movie.
Okay, just so that you know the history of that. But we've got a big thing going on in Wisconsin because Scott Walker has fucked up the state, and I mean literally fucked up the state of Wisconsin to the point of no end. There's no return as long as he stays in office. That we've got a lot of Democrats running and only one Republican running against him, and that Republican is worthless too. He's about as worthless as Walker is. I don't even know I can't even find his name.
So basically, he's one of those that can.
Robert Meyer. He's just about as bad as Walker.
He's pretty much one of them that just can wipe Walker's ass.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Now we got these Democrats, and I did some research on them, and you have an independent. I forgot what the independent was too, but he wasn't worth looking at because I don't think he's got a prayer either.
Isn't he the one that said jeans for Wisconsin or something like that?
No, that was one of these Democratic dudes. He goes as Governor Blue Jeans or something like that. Yeah, and he's like, it's like endorsing your company while you're running for governorship, and I don't like that either.
That's probably the reason he did it.
That's the reason I kind of disqualified him right away.
And doing that, I wouldn't consider him a Democrat.
You know, because he's cross-promoting his own business and profiteering.
He's cross-promoting his own business, profiteering from it, and he's not thinking of the people. He's thinking of himself. That's a Republicard move.
Even his website, his official candidate website thing, you know, it says Governor Blue Jeans instead of his name. Doesn't matter. Well, I thought that was
a Republicard move.
Well, I thought that was stupid. I mean, you go look up any of these other Democrats, it's like, you know, it's basically their name plus the whatever, you know, government official website it is. So I went down the list and I found a poll online, and unfortunately I couldn't find that poll again. I did this last night and I should have wrote the fucking address down. But they all
What was it I tell you? Write your shit down?
Yeah, they all got asked the same 10 questions, okay? And then,
actually, it would be in your history if you did.
Well, it's part of
over there.
It's part of norm that NOR
normal.
Yeah, that legalize it anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like either the Northeast Wisconsin branch or the Southeast Wisconsin branch or the whole Wisconsin branch itself. It was one of those sites. It was kind of hard to find, but I found it. I know it was from their site, their official site. They asked him 10 questions about legalizing marijuana. All right. Like, they asked him, like, what do you think about legalizing it for recreational use? You know, and so on and so forth. And they even got down into what should the tax money be used for, was one of the last questions.
They didn't ask him, you want to go smoke a bowl with me?
No. But they also asked things like, they also asked this question too. They asked them, should these nonviolent offenders that are in prison system on marijuana possession charges and so on and so forth, nonviolent offenders for marijuana use, be released and pardoned? Okay, that was another one of the questions on there. But they all surrounded the legalities of marijuana, including the medical use and growing at home and so on and so forth. So I did my research on all these Democrats. Most all of them are in favor 100% across the board of all of these questions that were asked. Okay, which is a good thing for the whole state.
It is a good thing.
Okay, a few of them answered maybe on and no on releasing or pardoning the nonviolent offenders, you know, which I think is bullshit, because that can save a fucking fortune in taxpayers' dollars
they
too.
can save a lot in taxpayer dollars, because you get them out of prison, you don't have to fucking spend the taxpayer
who the
dollars.
fuck are they gonna hurt? They fucking probably got busted driving home with a fucking baggie that they just picked up so that they could go home and watch a football game and watch the Packers kick some ass and smoke a fucking bowl or something.
Yeah.
The harmless shit. And eat the munchies. They probably stopped at the grocery store along the way and had a car full of food. God only knows. But it's just stupid. It's
very
stupidity.
stupid.
Because it's harmless. It's not even, and with all the medical research out there,
Look at all the smoke coming out of her ears over there. She's in deep thought.
But anyway, I went through this list of Democrats because, for you all to know, I haven't voted in my entire life. Never registered, but I did this year because I'm pissed off as all hell, and I got a feeling that there are some people out there that can change some things. Fine, there's never been anybody
It's not just that he's pissed off as all hell, it's because I've been riding his ass.
That too, but
it.
I never gave a shit until this world started going to hell and Donald Trump ended up in fucking office and started destroying this entire fucking country.
Oh, he's got us.
And he's done that in less than a fucking year, or barely a year.
18 months.
Yeah, barely a fucking year, and he's destroyed this fucking country and turned people against each other. The violence has gone up.
The racism alone is
gone
insane.
Up.
And it's all because he
sets
is there.
Up
He's a racist motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's a misogynist pig. He's a narcissistic son of a bitch.
Oh, I didn't sleep
Everything
with her.
has to be
I didn't
about
pay
him.
her off. I didn't do it. And then he's calling Pocahontas.
Hey.
I mean, come on, if that wasn't racist, what
Oh,
was?
that's major racist. But here's another one, okay? There is rumor that one of them tapes that Cohn has is him and Donnie talking about paying for the abortion of one of his mistresses.
Bastard child, huh? Thank God we don't have another Trump on this planet. I'm sorry, that might have been sad.
Isn't that something funny?
But it just sounds like something underhanded and...
Yes.
I mean, he's filed bankruptcy and then he comes back, the guy's crooked as fucking
And
hell.
the funny thing is, he's been dealing with Russia since he had those financial problems. I was just reading a timeline. He's been dealing with Russia since he started his business.
Yeah, because he's got hotels and golf courses out there.
So, and right now, I also read another article that says that Putin and the Kremlin see him as their puppet. They think he's an idiot.
I was just going to say, why is he called Putin's puppet?
Because they think he's an idiot.
No.
And then he will do whatever they want him to do.
No, it's, yeah.
No, I'm telling you, okay.
There was one point where
They've got something on him. That's what it is.
People.
That's the other thing that was in there too.
They have got
listen
something
to
on
this,
him.
okay?
And there are
no,
politicians
listen.
close to Trump that know this, that want it to come out. That's why they're trying to stop him from stopping Mueller. Because when Mueller digs far enough, he's going to find out what Putin's got and why
He's already
fucking
got
Trump
it.
is Putin's puppet.
He's already got it. He just hasn't.
Mueller's already got it.
It just hasn't leaked out because
He's
they're
not
keeping
gonna
it
leak
very
out.
close.
No,
He's a
Mueller's
smart guy.
Mueller's his investigative
He
team
wants to bring down the hammer
will
in full
not do
force,
it.
and he wants to make sure it sticks.
Yeah.
He's a smart man. And the thing is, he's not going to
He's
let...
way ahead of everybody.
I
else
can
right now.
guarantee you right now, Trump will not make it to the next election, which
He's
is in
not going to
2020.
bully him.
Don't say you can guarantee shit.
Donald
Because he
Trump...
probably won't.
Because right now,
Mueller is just one
in-house-
person Donald Trump can't bully
hang on a second.
in the government right now.
Right now, in the House and the Senate, you have Republicans that are actually teetering on treason because they're protecting this treasonous son of a bitch that's sitting in the White
And there's
House
been
now.
government officials
got
that use
Devin
that
Nunes
word
of
treason
California.
against some of the stuff he's done.
You've got Devin
Donald
Nunes.
Trump's created treasonous acts. I've heard that I don't know how many different times from how many different government officials.
You have Devin Nunes of California, who has been doing nothing but running blockade for Donald Trump. This son of a bitch is also the head of the investigative committee or judicial committee or something like that in the House, and they're trying to make it look like Rosenstein and Mueller and all them are out to get Trump because Trump won the election, which he actually did not win. The motherfucker lost it by 3 million fucking votes.
Not only that,
Well,
Russia had to have something because they were undermining.
Russia
They were trying to get it.
hacked our
they were
systems.
scared. They were scared of Hillary winning.
Well, yeah, they were scared of Hillary winning because Hillary wouldn't take their shit.
Hillary had some.
And all
balls
they
and
didn't
Trump
expect Trump to win. They were just undermining
She was-
it to make so that they
No,
could come
they
out and say that
expected Trump-
Hillary
no.
won by fraud.
They expected Trump to win. Russia expected Trump to win. They actually hacked our systems. They actually hacked into
They used Facebook.
our
to
electronic
fake accounts and
systems. No, it
fraudulent
wasn't just
accounts.
that. They actually hacked into our
Right.
electronic systems,
But
and they flipped votes.
They also.
And they've already proven it.
They've also used Facebook to influence voters.
our investigators have already proven that, and they have not released much of it out because they're afraid of what's going to happen.
Don't forget they used Facebook as a propaganda machine to.
They use
influence
Facebook
people.
as a propaganda machine. They use
That's the
Instagram
pro-
as a propaganda machine.
That's
They
the
use
problem with
Twitter
social
as a
media. Anybody can get into it.
They used it all.
Right,
They used
I know.
Twitter. They
I'm
used
just saying.
Instagram. They used
And-
Facebook.
And for him to go over there and for him to invite
I don't know,
that
by the
bastard
way-
here.
You shouldn't watch Fox because Fox is state TV. They are a treasonous fucking company too. Rupert Murdoch is a treasonous bastard as well. He owns Fox. They are nothing but pro-Trump, pro-Trump, pro-Trump.
I don't know. Some of them Fox channel, news channels. Some of them news reporters.
Some
have
of them
been
are
turning on
finally
him.
getting. Some of them are finally
They're
getting the
starting to
fucking
get that
spine.
fucking wake up call.
Exactly.
But anyway,
The
back-
Fox is state TV for the United States.
So
You want this country to become an oligarchy? You want a fucking dictator in up there instead of a president that'll listen to us? You want Congress to stay around? Then you're gonna fucking vote blue, no matter who, and get every fucking Democrat we can in the House and Senate this year because we want to take over those two and have a check on this fucking orangutan motherfucker that sits there now.
well, I got a feeling he might be out sooner than that.
I don't care.
You know, his vice president isn't going to be much better either.
Pence is up to his albino eyebrows in this mess too because he knew
look at
exactly what was going on.
What's that guy? What
I think
is he?
someone needs
What
help.
is it? He goes flip flopping a lot. I'm about to dub him flip flopper. Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan ain't gonna. Oh, that's
Yeah,
another
he
one that's
goes-
not
he's
running
like-
this year too.
Yeah, well-
Paul Ryan's retiring this year.
Well, you know
He's
why?
out.
He's become a
Because
pretty hated person. I mean,
It's not
think
just
about it.
that.
He's like
Paul
trying to-
Ryan is out, and once he is out, he's going to get a job as a lobbyist making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, he tries to stand up to Trump and then he backs down and he starts
No,
kissing Trump's ass. And then
He's not trying to stand up to Trump.
He's tried.
He's playing a fucking game of, oh, look at me, I'm a strong man. Oh, look,
He ain't got no cojones. Right. He's no man.
No, he ain't.
If he had any cojones, he'd stand up to that bastard and tell him, what the fuck are you thinking?
I don't know what to call him.
You know.
But Paul Ryan ain't shit.
He ain't
that
got no
motherfucker. I
cojones.
can't believe he's part. He is representative of the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's a disgrace.
You want to know who the greatest ones we had? One of them that I really and truly liked was Russ Feingold.
Yeah, I liked him.
He was awesome, and he cared about what the people thought.
Yeah.
Tammy Baldwin is awesome. Vote for her. Definitely get her in.
Russ Feingold would have been another one on the marijuana path too.
Yeah, he would have too.
But now let me get to this point here quick. I did some research, and with that
I thought you already got to that point.
No, anyway, I narrowed it down to 2 candidates, and they're both Democrats, and I think they'd be your best choices. Okay, and the reason is because I like their answers. Their answers were well thought out.
Please.
And a lot of them weren't more about politics, but more personal type answers, and I liked that. Okay, more about the people of Wisconsin, more about the people of Madison, more about, where it matters the most.
Yeah.
Okay, their answers weren't generalized or just a simple yes or no answer, But they were in favor of every question that was asked from the normal people. Okay, they were in favor of everything, right down the board. One I like to call her kind of a mom type figure. She's a mother. She's a mother. She's pro-choice, and I do believe in this, and I know this is going to create a lot of haters out there. But if a woman goes out and gets fucking raped, and I know it's not her fault, but if she goes out and gets raped...
Yeah, this is the way she dresses.
Fuck off. If she goes
so
out...
you're telling me that if I go out with the way I dress, with as conservative as I dress, if I get raped, it's my fault?
Well, that's what some people say.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's...
Did you not hear the sarcasm?
That's how you got some of these fuckers out there, because they, like your daughter dresses with the short shorts and the real tight tops and stuff like this. And then they
these little teeny boppers that are out there wearing Daisy Duke shorts.
Whether they mean to attract the wrong attention or not.
They don't. They're trying
that
to
doesn't make cause for somebody to rape them.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. It's because but they shouldn't have to carry around that nightmare of that night for 9 months.
No,
they should have the right to legally abort that. If they go out...
Otherwise, they're going to look at that child and they're going to remember that.
But now, too bad we can't legally abort the fucking turd that's in the White House right now.
Now, here's the problem with this, though. Now, on the other hand...
Actually,
on the
we
flip
can
side,
legally abort
when you get these young kids that are just reckless and stupid and go out and have sex and don't want to fucking use protection and they end up having kids, they should give that child up for adoption or something,
Either take responsibility for their actions,
step up, take
or
responsibility,
give that child to a family that cannot have kids, that wants kids, and that will love that child.
Well, a lot of these reasons was because a lot of this, anti pro-life stuff and these activists were out there. Now listen, let me finish this point.
We're not getting into that on camera.
Back in the day, a lot of women, and I hate to say this, but a lot of women back a long time ago, they were sitting on welfare or whatever. They used to go out and be reckless, have sex, and get pregnant, and you find it as a way out. They have 4 or 5 abortions in a row, or 6 abortions in a row in a few years. And that's what triggered some of these law changes too, is because people were using it as a quick fix. Just because they were fucking stupid and got drunk one night and woke up next morning in bed with somebody and didn't use protection, That's stupidity. You shouldn't have to have a quick fix for fucking stupidity. But when a woman
because
gets
you can't
raped,
fix stupidity with duct tape even.
But when a woman gets raped like that, she should have the legal right to abort and not have to live with that fucking mental
It's not just
anguish
regular
and
rape.
nightmare.
It's not just regular rape or rape from someone who doesn't know them or,
Well,
or they
anybody,
don't know.
any type
You
of
also
rape
have.
or some
I'm sorry
unwanted
to
pregnancy
say
of that
this, and this
nature.
is fucked up as hell because it happens in this country. It happens all worldwide. You also have ancestral rape.
Right. I'm using
You
it
have
as
brothers
a general
raping
thing.
sisters. You have dads
Right.
raping daughters. You have
Right.
brothers raping moms.
Right.
Or
It should
sons
all-
raping moms.
Right.
You've got cousins on cousins and everything. It
All
always happens. It happens all over this fucking world.
Right. And all of that should be the right to,
At that point, I agree.
all right, but not the stupidity
But if you're
stuff.
going to be stupid and not use your fucking brain,
You should have to man up or, you know.
possibly.
But anyway. so
And
her name-
another thing I believe in too, with abortion
Well,
is
they changed that
what
to
if-
make it
no,
illegal in the state of
Let me ask
Wisconsin.
you
Did you
this,
know
let-
that? It's illegal in the state of Wisconsin for a woman
Then
to get
wha-
an abortion. Right
Then
now.
why does Planned Parenthood allow it?
I don't know.
Planned Parenthood is basically kind of like a
I don't
state-run
know.
thing,
All I know,
and they
is,
allow abortions.
all I know when
okay,
I was,
listen though. Okay, another thing too
she
about
wants to change something Scott Walker did.
another thing about abortion, since we're on that, is there are times that a woman who's pregnant has complications.
Right.
You know,
Well, yeah.
that are life-threatening
Right.
complications.
That should happen too. That
And
should be medically.
if something if they don't, and if they can't have that abortion legally, they may die
right.
and take the fetus with them, take
Right.
that unborn child with them.
Right. And then you're losing two lives.
Exactly.
Right. See.
So
You know,
You
the
know-
doctors should be able to say we got to abort this child in order to save your life and not have to suffer any consequences. for it.
exactly.
You want to know what Scott Walker did for abortions? He put a ban on abortions after the child is 20 weeks, which is after that heartbeat is there. That's
Yeah, but
all he
still.
did. That's what she wants to change. Because that's all he did. He just banned abortions after
Well,
20 weeks.
I don't know.
I say we should be able to
I mean,
abort
some of these
every
women.
fucking Republican.
Think about this though. All right, let's. I'm going to play the devil's advocate here, or maybe the angel here for the women that get raped. All right, you get raped by somebody, okay, and you end up pregnant and you're raped. What do you think is going through that woman's mind? One, she's scared. She's scared to probably admit it happened. She probably didn't call the cops right away because that doesn't usually happen. She's probably thinking it was her fault. She's probably thinking all of this stuff. So what happens if she doesn't come out of that shell, or she's in denial and she's thinking about it and it's past that 20-week mark?
Are
She's
you
still
telling
gotta
me
live with it?
Are you telling me my mom thought that every day of my life?
No, I didn't say that. You don't know.
Don't
You
know.
weren't in her shoes.
No, but I'm the product
No,
of
but
it.
you're in her belly.
I'm the product of it.
Yeah, but she had a choice. She chose to keep you. So that was a different story. And she chose to raise you. It's a different story. That's a whole different set of circumstances.
But the thing is, me finding out and knowing that that's what happened, how do you think that affects me?
Oh, it affects you dearly, especially if you're a person of heart and a person
See?
that cares.
But, think about what it does to some of these women.
But most of these assholes
your
that
mom-
are fucking going
Your
against
mom
this
could
shit,
have
they
been.
don't give a crap.
Think about this though. What would have happened? Let's say your mom got so emotionally upset about it, and she just decided to do this number. You both wouldn't have been here. See? That's how bad it gets for some of them. you
Yeah.
know?
I know my daughter's going
And
through
in
that,
order to
but she didn't
prevent
get
that-
raped, but she's
In
going
order to
through that.
prevent that, it's best for them to get rid of the reminder that's there every day of what happened, because some of these can be extremely violent. Think about it.
Not a camera, damn it.
All right, let's
I don't want
let's
this
move
shit on
on.
camera.
But anyway, so this woman, what was her name now?
The K, the one with the
Kel-
asterisk. Kelda.
Kelda Helen Royce.
Yes, that's the
Or
one.
Roya.
That's-
Roya.
Royce.
No, it's an O-R-Y.
R-O-Y-S. Royce.
Okay. Anyway,
Kelda Royce.
I think she'd do a good job. Okay. also, because she supports everything across the board with the marijuana issues.
You gotta get to your point.
And
And
a lot of her issues.
she's actually pretty young.
The rest of these people
She
are
is
worthless
7 years
except
younger
for
than
this
me.
guy here, this Malin Mitchell or whatever his name is. He's a black guy.
Mullen Mitchell.
Malin Mitchell. Now this guy, oh, I like this guy. He's got a lot of energy. Okay. He cares a lot about Madison, but he was a firefighter in Madison area. Okay. In
You
Fitchburg.
can't say he was.
Yes,
He
he
still
was.
is.
He still is the president of the Firefighters
Right, he's
Association.
He became president. He became president of the Firefighters
That's him.
Association because
Yeah.
of what Scott Walker did
Well,
to
let me
start
ask you.
destroying unions in Wisconsin.
Let me-
He stepped up to
Let me
fight
play
that
the devil's
bastard.
advocate slightly here. Let me ask you. You think if he was needed, he wouldn't put his fucking uniform back on?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, he would.
in a heartbeat.
So he is
All right,
a firefighter.
so he's a firefighter, but
Thank you.
he cares. He cares about the people. He cares about the neighborhood. He'd be one of them types of people that I was used to tell you about, that like the mayors and stuff that would get around and go to these bad neighborhoods and stuff like that and talk and say, what can I do to help? What can I
He
do to
is a
change things for
Wisconsin
you?"
native, born and raised in Milwaukee, or born in Milwaukee, grew up in Delavan,
Yeah.
and moved to Fitchburg with his wife April and 2 kids.
Yeah, and that's where he stayed being a firefighter until he kind of left being a firefighter to become president of the fire, so that he could step up and try to fight Walker over that thing that destroyed the unions in Wisconsin.
Yep, Act 10.
All right, I like him.
Remember Act
So
10?
I'm kind of torn between those two, this woman and that guy.
He also works with Briar Patch
Yes, which
and the Youth Services of Southern
Right.
Wisconsin.
and Briar Patch is a much needed thing that they have to keep going here.
I wish they had it in almost every city.
Okay, if it wasn't for Briar Patch, I'd have been lost as a kid because I'd have had no place to go when I had to run away a few times. You
You
know,
didn't have to, did you?
to get away from the nightmare that I was
I
living
suppose.
when I was living with my dad and my stepmother in Oregon. Oh hell yeah, Briar Patch was the safest place I went to, and their doors were always open. I learned a lot from Briar Patch. You know, that guy, I like him because of that stuff, and he's all about the youth. I mean, think about this. You got to start somewhere. You got to start with these youth. Look what Wisconsin has done and some of the other states have done. They've made it impossible to have things for kids. They stopped thinking about the kids. There used to be rec centers. There used to be basketball courts. The parks used to be more well maintained, and so on and so forth. There used to be things for kids to do that would keep them out of trouble. And there's a lot less of that today than there was when you and I was growing up. You know,
I suppose.
I just see that these two people, one of these two people would be your best bets to make a change
Actually-
as a governor. And either way, these two people are almost a for sure, if they get in, Wisconsin will be one of the next states being legalizing it for both recreational and medical use. These other ones, I'm not so sure about because of their answers, and they're like, yes, and I think it was more for political use because their questions were more political based, and these ones were more people based, you know, based on the people here and the residents of Wisconsin and repairing Wisconsin, and some of them were all political based and questions, answers, and I didn't like that, or just a simple yes or no. Well, that's not enough. You know, I don't like that. You know, and then like what you said, yeah, Tammy Baldwin's got to go back.
We gotta put her back in
You know,
because she's one of them, like Russ Feingold was. She cares about the people.
you know.
She doesn't care about the corporations and shit like that. She cares about the people.
Well, she cares about bringing them back. See, that's another thing.
and
it
she does
wasn't
want to
for
bring the corporations back here. But you know what? You know what really fucked up this state right now?
Scott Walker and
Scott
Oscar
Walker-
Mayer leaving
No. Listen to this. Scott Walker making that fucking deal with Foxconn.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's going to bring some jobs, but it's not a whole lot of jobs.
No, because they're going to bring a lot of their outside people. They're people already from the inside.
And well, the thing is, it's being put in Kenosha and Racine area, And that's close to Illinois. We're going to have people from fucking Illinois coming up here to work.
Oh yeah.
Instead of Wisconsinites.
And all that money
need
goes
be
back
working.
to bankrupt Illinois.
Yeah.
You know? It's not going to do us any good, but they fucking Oscar Mayer.
They need to let Rauner take care of fucking Illinois and let us take care of Wisconsin. We don't need Wisconsin or Illinoisans coming up here.
Flatlanders.
Those Flatlanders and those fibs coming up here and fucking getting jobs in our state and taking the money that's paid to them back to their state.
Bear
instead of
fans
there.
in Wisconsin.
Let's go bear hunting.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, we can go bear hunting down by Racine and Kenosha.
You know, and they got Oscar Mayer. What else left? There was some big corporations that's left since Walker's
You know,
been in
they're lucky.
office.
They're lucky that Rayovac didn't move their headquarters out of here.
That was talk.
I know there was,
They moved that.
but the factory's not in Madison anymore.
That I was just gonna say, the plant on Winnebago Street that was like there for fucking ever is gone.
Well, the plant that was right there off the Beltline over there,
That's all
Exact
executive.
Science.
That's all executive offices.
no, exactly. Exact Science bought that, and they're building a new facility there. At least Exact Science is part of
but still,
Wisconsin here.
they fucked up and they screwed up bad. And then you got one guy you got to watch out for because he's not even from fucking Wisconsin. So I don't think he would even care about Wisconsin.
Dude, don't rag on Kelly.
I'm not ragging on that, but if you're gonna at least live here for more than 5 years, you know. I mean, the guy was running for office in California. Obviously,
anyway,
he didn't do well enough, so he decided to come here, and that was only like 5 years ago.
I did get a lot of my rant out, by the way. Felt good.
You know, but as long as these dick
But see, the thing is, though, we here in Wisconsin,
fucked.
right? We here in Wisconsin have to watch out for Wisconsin. We got to take care of.
We gotta
our
watch out
business
for
here.
Wisconsin. We gotta watch
in
out for the United
Wisconsin.
States. I mean, this
Well,
motherfucker's destroying
that's the
the
thing,
country.
you know. He
We're
is
gonna have.
destroying the country.
He's gonna piss somebody off, and they're gonna push that fucking button, and we're gonna be fucked. Look at how far that went with North Korea. Oh, my button's bigger than yours.
No, I
Mine's
know.
right on my fucking desk. Well, mine's right here. You know, the guy's got the guy can't control his fucking mouth and his fucking fingers off Twitter.
He's got a narcissistic ego the size of the.
Oh, and you people think that that's bad. Oh, wait. You want the Ku Klux Klan to come in power? Keep him in office.
Well, his dad was a Klan member, and he's kind of okay with it.
Yeah, that's why he goes around with all his racist comments, because he doesn't think it's fucking wrong.
Well, you know him and his dad. When they were working
Unapologetic
together.
bastard is what he is.
You know that when him and his dad were working together, that they had lawsuits filed against him.
Has
for
he ever apologized?
discrimination.
Hey, here's something for you all to look up. Somebody find this out for me. Has that piece of shit ever apologized for any goddamn thing he's ever said?
What piece of shit?
What piece of shit do you think we're talking about?
There's two of them.
The
orange
piece of shit in
orangutan.
office.
I was gonna say, you were talking about two. You were talking about Scott Walker or Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
So
right
how about
now.
both of
The
them?
orange orangutan up there in the White House. Actually, it should be called the Brown House because it's full
The
of
head
shit now.
shithead in charge.
Hey, you know what?
The head piece of shit in charge.
Orange is the new black.
But that motherfucker
So
is destroying us.
here's a question.
And
okay?
if you don't think these race-related crimes and this police violence and all this shit isn't related to Trump and his fucking speaking as his Twitter rants, you guys are sadly mistaken, because the president is supposed to set a fucking example.
Well, here's a question for you. I'm kind of curious.
I don't think he's ever apologized for anything.
I'm kind of curious about this. Right? Now, if everything comes to a head, Mueller does find, does release all this evidence, and that fat fucking Cheetolini fucktard motherfucker gets thrown in prison.
Please don't use that Italian type term with him. It's a disgrace to us Italians.
Cheetolini?
Yeah, it's kind of a disgrace to Italians, you know.
Well, that's a mark on Mussolini, because Mussolini's he's a fucking.
I actually found an article on him apologizing.
Hang on. My question is not done yet.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Anyway, he gets the criminal charges. He gets put in prison. You know the prisons have the orange jumpsuits now. Is that gonna, if he has to put on that orange jumpsuit, is that going to camouflage him?
It just might.
No, because it's two different kinds of orange.
But
This is
you know
more of
what's
a
going to
brown
happen?
orange.
He ain't going to end up in an orange jumpsuit because he's
He's
going
gonna
to
end up in a white jumpsuit because he's in federal prison.
and he's going to end up in a white collar prison.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, which is going
Because-
to be unfortunate for
Because if
everybody.
if he's actually found guilty of treason.
Oh, then I hope they keep Gitmo open. And
No.
put his ass there.
Do you know what the penalty for treason is in the
Death.
United States?
Death.
There's only one penalty, and that's death.
Yeah, but do you think they'd follow up on it?
They better. Otherwise, they're going against the Constitution.
I'd like that. I think that'd be too good for him. I think that they should put him in something like Gitmo or some real bad-ass prison, right? And make him suffer for as long as he's made this fucking country suffer.
Take him down to Gitmo and put him in the fucking stress positions.
You know,
Put
him in
the stress
cell-
positions that
put him in
they
some
put
cells with some terrorists.
that they-
Okay, now can I go back to the
Nope.
further question before?
If
Nope.
he's ever
If
apologized
he's ever
for anything?
apologized.
Yeah.
Okay,
What, did he apologize for being a dictator?
this is an article
He apologized for going bankrupt.
by Aaron Blake.
Blake.
October 8th, 2016. Donald Trump has finally been caught on tape saying something so vulgar and crass and impolitic that he felt the need to say the words, "I apologize."
Yeah, right.
But an apology is here in his 30 of his wildest courts. An apology because during the September 15th appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel,
Kimmel.
or Jimmy Fallon,
Fallon.
Fallon, not Kimmel, Fallon, Donald Trump was asked if he ever makes apologies. This is how he responded. "I think apologizing is a great thing, but you have to be wrong. I will absolutely apologize sometime in the hopefully distant future if I'm ever wrong."
Yeah. Dictator. Narcissist type talk.
That is his quote on apologies.
That's a quote a
He's a
narcissist would
narcissist.
make.
And that's because he is.
But you wanna know what the vulgar things he said to say he
I can just so
apologized?
only imagine.
"I took her out furniture shopping. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married." Number 2.
That just goes to prove that he was a fucking womanizer.
And when you're a star,
Misogynistic pig.
they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when he was talking to Billy Bush in the RV. Those tapes.
But his apology, he goes, "I apologize if anybody was offended."
Yeah. Whatever.
That was
That's
his
not
apology.
a sincere apology.
No, it's not.
He's
but
not.
that's
That's like I said. He's never apologized. Never apologized, and that motherfucker said more things than any. I mean, I don't know how many times. And you know, I wasn't a big fan of Obama.
this is
either,
his full. But this is his full
wait,
apology.
Let me finish. I wasn't a big fan of Obama and some of these other past presidents, but anytime they made a mistake in
They
public,
admitted to it.
oh my God, the apology was so fucking sincere, and they went on and on and on, and was kissing that person's ass or whoever they offended, and they actually admitted to it.
Okay, this is 2 different times that he actually said, "I apologize." This was locker room banter, a private conversation that took place many years ago.
A private conversation.
Bill Clinton has said far worse to me on the golf course. Not even close. I apologize if anyone was offended. And then the other time was, "Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect who I am. I said it,
Oh,
I was
yeah?
wrong, and I apologize. I pledge to be a better man tomorrow and will never ever let you down."
Yeah,
He's
see,
already let us down.
I don't know how many lies I counted in that fucking statement.
There's a
do you?
lot.
You know? I mean, think about it. He goes off. Why can't he? All right. All right. How many presidents, all right, most recent we know, Bill Clinton in the past, have had affairs, okay, with somebody other than the First Lady?
Monica Lewinsky.
Well, yeah, that's the one that comes often most. All right. How many times has that been a crime to the point where it made them no longer president?
None.
Monica Lewinsky.
Did he get impeached for that?
No.
They tried.
They
yeah,
tried, but
they
it
tried
didn't
and
work.
they failed, right? Because nobody gives a rat's ass. But why? Now here's the difference. All right. He didn't. All right. Yeah, he was trying to defend himself, but Bill Clinton eventually admitted that he did it. That he had the affair, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
He came out and he kind of laughed and he giggled and he's like, yeah, I did it. I'm a pig, you know. And like, obviously he must have had a nice long talk with Hillary because obviously she's still with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, no harm, no foul in a way, you know, kind of. Yeah, there was, you know, a lot of distrust there probably between the two. But the thing is, why is he denying it and why is he coming out and being so vindicative and saying, calling her a liar and, you know, all these different names and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden another woman comes out, same thing, you know, and it fits, everything lines up and fits right into his fucking thing. The guy can never admit when he's wrong. He can never admit when, he can never apologize to anybody, and that's not a type of person to be in prison. Or as a president. And the other thing is the motherfucker sits there and can't control his tweets in his fucking mouth with the racist and hate.
He has diarrhea.
He has so much hate in his dialect that it's causing a piss poor bad example. You know, all this violence has gone up in folds since he's taken office. Look at all the protests that were going on and the violence during his campaigns, and he was sitting there egging them on to do more.
Yep. I'll pay your legal bills.
You know.
That's what he told them.
And then they keep the cops and start protecting the fucking cops that are causing some of this shit. That's fucking bullshit too. Oh, we're gonna let him get off on a slap on the wrist. Wake the fuck up. The cops are supposed to serve and protect us. They shouldn't be drawing their guns and firing first and asking questions later. That's a sign of a dictatorship. That's almost, that's getting pretty close to fucking martial law.
Sticking his dick in a tater.
You know? It's getting sickening. Every time you turn on the news, somebody's getting shot by a cop or there's a school shooting. Well, this hasn't happened this much in past presidencies.
And here I thought I was pimped up with
I've been watching too much fucking news lately. This shit over Stormy Daniels and this other chick has gotten out of fucking hand. You know, yeah, just admit that you paid the fucking bitch and you had a fucking affair with her. Jesus Christ. But no, he can't admit when he's wrong.
Nope.
You know? Now I see all this stuff about, the history of the Ku Klux Klan and all this stuff coming on TV about the Ku Klux Klan and them talking about the Ku Klux Klan in the news because they're popping up again. Why? Because you got this racist bastard in office.
Yep.
It goes back to setting a fucking example, and he sets a piss poor example for this country, and as long as he's in office, this country's going to have a piss poor reputation because of it.
Well, I got my anger out.
Yeah, I'm done. We're done. We don't want this to go on too much. We don't want you to hate us.
Just remember
to get out and vote.
Gotta vote this year because our democracy counts on it. If the Republicans maintain power, we're fucked.
Yeah, Trump keeps
because
getting his fucking way.
They are being very complacent and letting him do what he's doing.
You need the Democrats that's got some balls.
It's not just Democrats that has some balls. We need people in there that will actually take and
stand up to him.
Well, not just stand up to him. We need people in there that will actually follow the rule of law.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look out for the people.
And pay attention and take care of the people, not
themselves.
So, remember, get out there, get active, vote.
I'm doing it.
Blue, no matter who, across this nation, we need it.
Yeah. And don't forget to visit www.utterlyinsanemj.com for all our links. And vote for us in the podcast awards. You've only got a few days left, please. And don't forget to vote for next week's topic. A new poll will be up Monday.
All right.
And we're out of here. Goodbye.
See you later. It's been utterly insane.
I had to get up. My legs started cramping.